No, you don't need the.
I'm doing this my way. He a legend, he a legend, he a legend. He a legend, he a legend, he a legend. He a legend. Welcome to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league of items. Welcome to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league, to the league of items.
What's up, everybody? It's Pikel with League of Items, and in today's video we are going to talk about the LPL, the LCK, the LEC, and the LCS. We'll go over some prize picks, the ones that I think are pretty good for tomorrow, pick the sides that we prefer in every match, discuss how I think they might kind of go. But before we do all that, I want to talk about the giveaway again. So I was surprised that there wasn't as much like comments and stuff for the giveaway. Like, it's free money. Like, I know there are already people who are my Patreons, like patrons. So like you guys should be just doing it because you basically are getting free entry, and I'm going to pay out this money next Friday. So you don't need to comment on every video, but I need you to comment at least once on the video with what you see on the screen right now. So it's 3 things that you need to put into a comment. A content idea you want to see on my channel, just to, give me new ideas. Your favorite underdog playing on the upcoming slate. So tomorrow we have a bunch of games, like I think 15 games to pick from. So just pick one of the underdogs. And then let me know what team you think wins the summer split in a specified league, or the team that will win Worlds. That's all you got to do. So in order to win, you have to join either the $1 Patreon tier or the $10 Patreon tier. All of the money that I raise to the $1 Patreon tier, I will funnel back into giveaways as time goes on. So that's basically it for the intro. Let's get into some matches. Let me turn that off. So first up, we have Rare Adam against Weibo Gaming. So Weibo Gaming is a -312 favorite. That's a little surprising for me. I think that Rare Adam, for some reason, there's like a much lower public sentiment than normal. Rare Adam is generally thought of as a pretty good team. I think that they had their loss against Ultra Prime and Anyone's Legends put a bad taste in people's mouths. So I think in the first week, people were kind of overrating Rare Adam. They have a good win against OMG. Maybe people thought they should have 2-0'd them. But I think after the match from yesterday, OMG upset LNG, winning 2-1. And that's a spot where, we know that we like the talent on OMG. Cream is a very good player, and you want to be on a team with very good players, especially when they're on underdogs and undervalued in general. And then Rare Adam ended up losing to Ultra Prime. But Ultra Prime, again, is a team that's pretty competitive with these upper echelon teams, and it's because of talent. They have Zoom, Hacker's not great, Cryan's not great, but Elk and Xiaoxi are very good as well. So, Rare Adam's had a pretty tough schedule. I'm not a huge Rare Adam fan, but this is a classic Suning / Weibo Gaming / The Shining, where I'm afraid of this matchup because I never like to pick Rare Adam, and Weibo Gaming as a favorite just scares me in general. People who have been watching the channel will know that. So I think that Rare Adam probably wins a game here, which will make it more difficult for the overs to hit in prize picks. So with that being said, I think that the Shy being one of the options is very troll, because all he needs to do is win one of these games, and he's had a lot of huge performances in single games, which is kind of inflating the number for a top laner. Most top laners we're seeing 3.5, 4. The Shy's at 5.5. And does he deserve to be at 5.5? Sure. I get why he's at 5.5. He has a higher ceiling than a lot of other players. I'm almost tempted to bet the under on this. I think that if I had to play one or the other, the over-under for the Shy in this one match, for the first 2 maps, I'd probably go under. And that's with me saying that the Shy is one of the best top laners in the world, and I love him as a player. I expect Weibo Gaming to win the match, but if it goes 1-1, I think it's pretty dangerous to hit that 5.5. So I would lean towards the under. If you're on the other side of that and you say I believe in the Shy or I believe in Weibo Gaming, I think they 2-0, then I can kind of see why you'd want to bet the over. But again, it's still pretty scary for me. Next up, we have Cube. This is an interesting one for me because even in wins, the Shy will occasionally have like a bunch of deaths. So this is one where I think the correct side is actually over with Cube, especially if you think they're able to win one of the games. I think he can still get there with 2 losses. So I don't love the play in general. I don't like playing players overs when I think that is like most likely going to be 1-1. But this is a spot where I might just do that for Cube. So I think I like Cube over more than I like the Shy under. Huan Feng's a great player, great AD carry. 7.5 is a tough number. We've seen a lot of overs recently for AD carries. I don't think that's really sustainable. It's kind of a scary number. 7.5 is a lot. I think the under is probably the right side here as well. The other issue is that Rare Atom is a low kill team, and a low death team in general. So we'll see how that plays out. And that's an even better reason to play the Rare Atom side of this, because if they are winning, Weibo Gaming is a bloody team when they lose. So if you're going to play that angle where Rare Atom wins one of these games or somehow pulls off a 2-0 upset, then the 3.5 and the 4 for Cube and iBoy are going to be super easy. So I do prefer Weibo Gaming to win the match. I don't love these numbers. I think they're intentionally a little inflated for them. So I would prefer to play the Rare Atom players, especially as an emotional hedge. If Weibo Gaming loses, it'll break my heart. Next up, why is it going over to that? Next up, we have RNG and V5, I believe. No. Okay, there's no prize picks for FPX Top Esports. That's strange. Oh, no, there it is. So, FPX and Top Esports. We have Xiaolahu, Klid, Care, LWX, and Hong against Wayward, Tian, Knight, Jackie Love, and Mark. In FPX's last match, they lost 2-0 to V5, they lost 2-0 to IG, they lost 2-1, they lost 2-1. So they are capable of getting wins against better teams. We've seen them do it before. Top Esports. I don't really want to go against Top Esports right now. They're playing pretty well. Okay, so Wayward as the top against Xiaolahu, 5.5. 5.5 is a more realistic number than what the Shy had. No, it's the same. Okay, over under 5.5 for Wayward against Xiaolahu. I think that'll probably be a carry against carry top lane matchup. I think I actually just like the over there, surprisingly. I'm probably not going to play Xiaolahu top. If they end up getting a win in this, then, he's probably going to have 2 kills. And then we would need him to get 2 kills and a loss. I don't think I really like that. Jackie Love, 8 kills. I don't like this in general. I think I would probably lean the under. I don't know if I want to play that. And then LWX, kind of the same thing. Probably leaning the under. Like, he'd have to get, if they get 2-0'd, he'd have to get like 3-3 or 4-2. I don't think I'm really going to bet on that. So that's probably a fade for me. Then, last but not least, in the LPL, we have Rich, Karsa, Dream, Fodic, and PP got on V5 against Breathe, Wei, Xiaohu, Gala, and Ming on RNG. So RNG, I'm sure, is the favorite, minus 189 to plus 144. If Rookie was here, I'd probably bet V5 as an underdog at that number, but the reason the number is that high is because Rookie's not there. RNG has not been very convincing so far this split. 2-2-1s. Against Weibo Gaming, that's a good win, though. For top lane. I think the Rich side is actually interesting here. 4.5. Bree's a very good top laner, but I don't love playing the over on a 5.5. for a top laner. Then we have Gala in the bot lane against Photic. I could see myself playing Photic. But actually, no. This is the correct side, I think, here is playing under for Photic, because I think that even if V5 gets a win, in general, RNG is a very low kill score team. So I think I'd want to avoid that situation. The other thing in this matchup is that Xiaohu could have an insane performance. Xiaohu could completely take over the game against Dream. I think that's probably going to be their focal point, just attack Dream. So I would probably want to bet the under. You could probably get a good under for Gala on that one. It's just so annoying when it's Gala, though, because if they just have a stupid draft where they just give Gala Kaisa, then all bets are off. You're kind of just dreading him getting a pentakill or a quadra. Let's go to Korea. So in Korea, we have a great matchup tomorrow morning. T1 against Damwon Kia. Damwon Kia as a plus 129 dog. I love that. I think that T1 is good. T1's a very good team, but Damwon, the plus 1.5 games is a no-brainer. And then, I think that we could definitely see them pull off the win. Let's see. We have Zeus against Nuggery. That should be a less volatile situation because Nuggery doesn't need to play very aggressive. I think we're going to see a slow game out of this. Damwon wants to kind of control the pace and keep it very slow, low interaction, which is going to be less opportunities for kills. So these numbers are very low already to begin with. If I was going to bet any of these overs, it'd be Nuggery over 4.5, and I don't love it. I really don't. I feel like Zeus, I'd probably lean under. Gumayusi, I'd lean under too. I mean, I would not be shocked if this game was like 9-4 or 11-5, 11-6, like something super low kill score. You'd have to get pretty lucky in that situation. You'd have to have like over 30% of the team's kills in at least one of those games. Probably don't want to play any of these unless I'm going to play an under, and betting unders feels bad. Maybe the thing to do is ask yourself, who do I think wins game 3? Maybe game 3s are better here. It might be a spot where you go like under Zeus game 3, under Zeus game 3, under Gumayusi game 3, and you're just predicting a Damwon win in game 3. If I was going, like I said, if I was going to play any of the overs here, I would want to play the Damwon side. If we just get an uncharacteristically bloody matchup because they try to switch it up against T1. That would be the only way for me to get there. Then the last match in the LCK, KT Rolster against Live Sandbox. Not to be confused with the Live Golf Tour. Not a huge fan of Sandbox. Sandbox, who did they beat? Sandbox beat Kwangdong, and then they lost to 2 very good teams. So they're probably underrated. KT Rolster, I do like KT Rolster more, but they're probably... Actually, they're in a very similar spot. I'm surprised that they're that much higher. So let's get that. Rascal against Dove. I prefer Rascal. Cuz against Croco. That's pretty close. I think there are a lot of people out there who like Croco. I know that people in Discord like LSB, Live Sandbox. Arya against Closer. I think that Closer's the better player. Aiming and Life against Prince and Kale. I think that Aiming and Life are better as a duo. Probably a live sandbox plus 1.5 spot, which means they're going to win one of those first 2 games. So, Rascal 7.5. What the hell? That's an under. For sure. Dove is a top laner that can go over the 4.5. That one I'd be leaning over. KT Rolster. Aiming 8.5. Maybe that's the play. Actually, no. It might just be super bloody that one game. I think I could definitely see going under on Rascal and Aiming, and then just kind of hoping for it to go 1-1, and the game that KT wins isn't super bloody. Like maybe Sandbox plays some kind of split pushing top lane for Dove. And then, I mean, that's got to be an over. This is something I would look at. This one seems good to me. Okay, so let's go through that again real quick. So I think that the Weibo Gaming Rare Atom match, I think it's probably going to be a 2-1, which means that 2-1, which means that probably can justify playing iBoy. I think iBoy is the easier one to get. He hasn't had as many good kill performances recently, so maybe he's due for one of those. With Cube, I think that you really have to think to yourself, okay, well, the Shy is one of the most volatile top laners in the league. He can have a huge death performance. I could definitely see something like that. So I would say in the first match, I would want to play either iBoy or Cube over. And then I would consider playing the Shy under, and then I would consider playing Huanfeng under. If you think that Weibo Gaming 2-0s, then I'd probably play... It's still tough to get there. Probably play the Shy. If they get 2 wins, he'll probably try to go off in one of them. In the T1 Damwon Kia matchup, I think that the correct side is to be on Damwon. Specifically Nuggery. I think Nuggery over is probably the way to go. Nuggery map 3 plus over 2 is probably the best one, actually. That one's interesting to me. I could see over for either of these, but if you think about it, this is 2.25, and in game 3 it's over 2. I think I'd probably just take that one. That's probably the smarter bet. Then we have Top Esports against FPX. I don't love betting the over for Wayward or Jackie Love here. It's probably most likely going to be a 2-0. I don't really like any of those. Sandbox and KT Rolster, we just talked about that. And then V5 and RNG. I think that you don't really want to touch Breathe. Not playing Gala would be scary. I think you'd want to go over. Photic over is probably the only one that I can get close to for an over. If you wanted to do, I might just do a Gala under just to be a troll. So that's it. That's all we have in the LPL and the LCK. Then we have 5 games in the LEC tomorrow. So let's quickly recap what happened today. So I thought that SK Gaming was going to beat Astralis. They did not. Big yikes. I thought that Vitality would beat XL. They did not. Big yikes. Rogue beat Misfits. I picked that. G2 lost to BDS. Yikes. Fnatic lost to Mad Lions. Yikes. So we did end up seeing a TF. Not very surprising. Fnatic losing and only having 5 deaths is pretty insane. They're usually very bloody when they're losing. This whole remake situation was kind of garbage. Okay, so SK against Misfits. Misfits is underrated right now. That's the easiest over I've ever, or the easiest side I've ever seen. I definitely want to pick Misfits here. I think minus 120 is a joke. Give me Misfits for sure. Mad Lions against XL. XL as an underdog, I want them over Mad Lions. I think Mad Lions is getting adjusted really fast by the sportsbook. That's very interesting to me. I think that XL winning over Vitality is a good win, especially with the way that they did it. I think that in terms of their matchup, let's talk about how they match up with one another real quick. So Finn and Armut, there's probably a perceived Armut advantage, but I think it's probably closer than that. It's probably even. Marcoon against Elyoya. Elyoya is the better player. Niski against Nuke Duck. It's even. And then Unforgiven and Kaiser against Patrick and Mickey X. I would probably say Patrick and Mickey are better. So that's definitely XL for me. As a dog, Rogue against Astralis. I'm playing Rogue. I'm betting against Astralis, and I will continue to bet against Astralis. Fnatic against BDS. Fnatic bounce back. That's an easy spot. And then Vitality against G2. I'm on Vitality as an underdog. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that I think most people would expect me to do that. So that's that. And then there's no Prizepicks out yet for the LEC or the LCS. And then in the LCS tomorrow, we have Cloud9 against... Why are there only 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2? That's weird. Cloud9 against Dig. Definitely taking Cloud9. 100 Thieves against Golden Guardians. That seems like a good Golden Guardian spot to me. Plus 200 is pretty good. TSM, Team Liquid. I think I want to play TSM. EG against Immortals. Got to play EG. And then FlyQuest against CLG. That's a tough one. I think I got to be on FlyQuest. I think going into the season, I definitely would have been on FlyQuest. I think that the line has moved down a lot because CLG has been playing pretty well. Their drafts are pretty good. But this is what happens in the beginning of a season. Teams that read the draft, read the meta well and can draft well, they're going to give themselves a very big advantage in these early games. Eventually, the meta will settle down, and talent will be the most important thing. So until we get there, maybe it'll be a little bit more volatile, but I'm not switching things up too much. So that's basically what I'm thinking for tomorrow. Remember, join the giveaway. It is money for you. If you want to win, you got to be in my Patreon. It's either the $1 tier or the $10 tier. If you are in the $1 tier and you win, you'll get $10. If you're in the $10 tier, you'll get $20. So you need to join that and then make a comment with a content idea you want to see on my channel. Your favorite underdog playing on the upcoming slate. So there's like 15 games tomorrow. And then third, let me know the team that you think wins the summer split in a specific league or is the winner at Worlds. And that's about it. So that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. And I'll talk to you later.